Guys, free agency is among us. My name is Brandon. And of course, I'm joined with Ben and Jonathan. And in this video, we're going to be talking about one of the big winners in free agency so far, which is the Chicago Bulls. Guys, what do you make of the moves so far that the Bulls have done?
Honestly, Demar Derozan is just a big sigh of relief for the man who was traded to San Antonio in the Kawhi Leonard fiasco that went down and was overlooked as a star. He's found his home in the East again, and the East is as competitive as the West this year.
This is the sort of kind of team building you want to see for a younger team. You always get the good veterans that come in. Of course, they got Vucevic at the trade deadline. As you said before, they got Demar Derozan. I don't know if you would call Alex Caruso a veteran. I mean, he is 27, but he looks 80. A lot of stuff seems very good right now. Of course, they still have to deal with Laurie Markkinen. Zach Lavine does want a new contract, and he's going to want big money. So, seeing how they could
deserves big money though.
He deserves it too. But seeing how he could flip that, how they could flip that situation into a positive, could be good. But you see, like, they have a lot of very young guys. You know, they have Patrick Williams, they have Kobe White. Depending on how you see, getting off the bench for guys like DeRozan, getting off the bench for guys like Lonzo Ball is a plus for them. It doesn't give them enough pressure. It takes off the pressure that was going to be there if they had to start every game, if they had to go. Now they can focus more on developing and becoming that better player.
No, 100%. And I think with the fact that, you might look at it and like the spacing might be a little bit weird, but I don't know. Like, I kind of like the DeRozan pickup, and I kind of also like the Caruso as like a backup point guard, especially since they traded Thomas Satoransky. My only concern moving forward with this Bulls team is who's going to be their backup big to Vucevic. They traded away a big man, so that's a bit of a concern. Plus the future first rounders that they have dealt so far. I know they gave up, and I don't know the protections on them, but I know they gave up future firsts for both Vuce and for DeRozan. So they're really going all in here. And I think what makes them really interesting to watch is the fact that you now have a backcourt of Lonzo and Zach Lavine, which will provide, I think, a lot more scoring. Lonzo can also play off the ball, and Zach wants to be the main ball handler. So, being able to get Lonzo in catch and shoot situations, I think is going to work out perfectly for him. And then spacing wise, I mean, you can basically either have Vuce play his back to the basket or step out and hit mid rangers or threes if he wants to. He's been kind of consistent with that this past season.
This team is also really dangerous too. Patrick Williams is another guy out of FSU, go Noles, but he is a really good basketball player, and he could develop into beneficial and valuable asset to this team moving forwards. I want to know, where do they lie in the Eastern Conference that just got a lot better this season? Because this team does look good on paper, but how will it perform on the court?
I don't know. It's going to be a concern, especially depth-wise, just because they lost a few key players like Thaddeus Young and Al-Farouq Aminu in trades, and then in the Lonzo trade, I know they lost a few guys as well. So it's definitely going to be a little interesting to see how they shape out the rest of the roster. But obviously, you got to automatically put them in a top maybe 6 or 5 conversation going into the season. They were picking up a few wins once they traded for Vucevic. I believe either Zach got COVID, so that kind of derailed towards the end of the season. And I know they were in the hunt to make the play-in tournament, but I don't see them as a play-in tournament team this year. I feel like they can really gel together here under Billy Donovan and play a really good, fun basketball to watch, especially, with DeRozan being a slasher. You have Zach Lavine, that's just an all-around scorer. Lonzo's a great ball handler and distributor as well, and we obviously know Vucevic is a multi-time all-star, so he's going to be very impactful for them as a 7-foot big man that can get you 20 and 10 like easily every night. So with that being said, I think they're going to be a high seed. I just don't think they're going to have a home court advantage going into the playoffs. So
no, it's difficult to look at as how many teams have resurfaced and refaced their roster. I mean, this is one of them. However, looking at it, they have a lot of good pieces. And remember, the sign-in trades with Laurie Markkinen could happen. Maybe they were, I don't know if they rescinded their
No, they still hold rights over him.
So yeah, so that could still happen. Of course, Larry Marketing, maybe going out to greener pastures is going to help them. But looking at it, I do think that this team can. I'm going to agree with Rand. I do think that this team can do well. To me, it's just difficult to look at. Well, okay, they're not better than the Bucks. They're not better than the Nets. And then we have to go down the list. Are they better than the Heat? Well, let's see, because the Heat just almost revamped their entire roster. Then we keep going down and down and down. You have more teams that just
like, are they even better than the Knicks, or are they even better than Charlotte at this point, who could pick up Lauri Markkanen, you know? Yes. So it's a question to be had. They're definitely a playoff team. I think they're going to avoid the play-in tournament this year. However, I think the case needs to be made that they're not going to be I don't think higher than a 5th seed. And if they do, I think it's still a great season, especially with the tremendous amount of revamping that they've done to this roster. But again, I think they're just setting out a great starting 5, and maybe their bench is going to look a little weak this season.
For sure. They're definitely going to make some more moves before the season starts, so it'll be interesting to see what their roster is going to look like when it's finalized. But thank you guys so much for tuning into another video. I hope you guys did enjoy. We are on the road to 5,000 subscribers. I can't believe saying it. We're really excited. Thank you, everybody who is joining the Banter Nation. Couldn't be here without you guys, so make sure to like the video, consider subscribing, and we'll see you next time on the Banter Broadcast.